Hi, my name is Ilya Burkov, team leader at the West LA Graduate Campus Tech Support at Pepperdine University. In the next few minutes, we'll be going over a brief overview of Yammer. The first step is navigating to Yammer, which is located at yammer.com. First, you need to sign up. The first step will be entering in your Pepperdine email. Once you enter in your email, you click Sign Up, and you'll be greeted with a confirmation page. You'll have to check your email and click the link in the email to confirm the creation of your account. So once you have that done, you should be able to log in. This is Yammer. As I mentioned before, it is a custom social network. Up top, you see the logo, Pepperdine University, and you should be greeted with a similar looking interface, similar to Facebook, let's say. You'll notice there are a few different portions here. You'll notice recent activity here, which shows latest posts. You'll notice who's online, people you've added that you may be interested in following, any people they recommend you to add, as well as groups, which is a powerful tool allowing you to join certain groups of people to share content with them and only them. You'll see the news feed here, which shows recently updated posts. You'll notice that the people I've been following haven't posted very often, so the last posts were in 2013. And you'll notice a list of groups on the left side here, as well as home, inbox, and a notification icon, which will show up, light up, if you have any recent content or updates. Now, one final piece that you may notice here is searching for people, groups, and conversations. It's simply a search box which will allow you to search for content. And it does partial searches, so if I do information, I'll be able to find information technology, I'll be able to find different files that have been shared with me, even a link posted regarding a death penalty information center, which came from some sort of class. And finally, you'll notice here topics. This is a hashtag, and so you are able to hashtag things in your posts. Those are the basics of Yammer, so let's drill down a little bit deeper into something here. First thing that I mentioned on the left side here about groups is that groups are a unique thing compared to Facebook or other tools, because in groups, this will differentiate who gets to see the content that you want to share. And so in Facebook, you may only share with your friends or your friends of your friends. In Yammer, you get to share with only the people you want to share with. And so, let's say your professor wanted to have you join a group. Let's say this class was Information Systems 663.25 in the summer of 2014. Well, it's a private group here. And so, only these 14 people, it was a small class, I guess, will be able to share content with one another. And so if you scroll down, you can actually see some interesting content. What I'm going to do is create my own group, and you're able to do this as well. And if you create your own group, it will only share it with people inside your company, or in this case, your university. And so I'm going to call this Ilya's test. I'm going to make it private. I'm not going to list it in the group directory. Now, if you don't list it in the group directory, nobody can find it. You have to add people for them to even know it exists. And so once I create this group, I've made a test group. I'm the only member. I'm the only one that can see it. I'm the only one that can post in it. But if I was to add somebody, let's say I go to members and add one of my colleagues. Now, you'll notice that no profile came up. And the reason for that is because she's never made a Yammer account. And so if I click invite, this will get them a prompt to join Yammer. But if I was to invite someone else, let's say I go back to my test group and invite somebody who does have a profile. Let's say I wanted to add John Buckingham. And click add. He has been added successfully, and he will get an email regarding that he has been added to this group. Okay, so there are a few portions here within the group that are pretty relevant. The first one is conversations. These are basically uh, the content that you will be posting. And so here are your thoughts, your updates, whatever you want to call it. Hello, everyone. And I can add a topic here. Let's say test, hashtag test. I've made my first post. The second one is a poll. Do you like Yammer? And this is the first post, and you can see the results here. You can reply. I'm replying to myself. You can give praise to everybody or somebody. I'd like to praise John for joining my group. And finally, an announcement. I'd like to announce that my group's been created. This is basically the scope of Yammer. There are a few other things here. You can add more info. You can pin files. You can share files, links, or notes with people. There's so many different functions that you can do here. You can look at info, which describes the group you're in, which I would set if I wanted people to understand what the group's all about. You can see all the files that have been shared in the group. And you can add little notes here for the people in your group. But that's the basics of Yammer. Now, there's one more thing I'd like to show you guys, and that's the inbox, because you can actually share messages with people on Yammer. So if you go to the inbox on the top left, you can see some of your recent activity here. And you can also create a message. And so I can send a private message or post in a group. So there's another way you can do a quick post for your groups. But what I'm going to do is going to send a private message to John Buckingham here. And what I'm going to do is add a file. Same thing that you can do in a post. I'm just doing it in a private message. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go here and go to sample documents and just attach an orientation PDF. And that's it. I can send him a message and he just got sent a message. The only thing left in Yammer is the bottom right here, which is the portion of Yammer which allows you to see people that are online now. It looks like not many people are online, or the little bubbles would be lit up green. You could also send them messages from here or follow them, which will allow you to see when they post or reply in your news feed, which is under home. So you would see if they made some sort of reply here or post. And so the same thing I did before, I can just chat real time with people if they were online. Fortunately, he's not online, so he won't see this message until he logs on to Yammer again. But other than that, that's the basics of Yammer. And so the last question that may be burning in your mind is, how do I get help? And so to get help for Yammer, there's two ways. First way is if you go to the help portion of Yammer. And there's a lot of information. There's a big community. There are many forums. There are wikis. Any question you may have on Yammer is going to be located here. The second way that you can get help is through our help desk, which is 24/7, 365 days a year. The phone number is 1-866-767-8623, just toll free in the United States.